link. This is the third link. Hopefully you guys can see that I went live yet again. Oh my goodness, what an absolute mess. What an absolute mess. I'm not going to give up though. I am not going to give up. If I have to just post this later on, I guess I'll just post this later on. Hey guys, welcome to RAM Vibes 3.0, but not even quite. Oh Jesus. Let's wait until we get some people in this room. For those of you guys who are catching this after, I'm going to do it at 5 minutes. Hopefully we can get some folks in the room. I'm going to do this at 5 minutes. I don't know what was going on. My laptop was not picking up sound, and it doesn't make any sense. All right, so we're waiting 5 minutes. Waiting for 5 minutes for people to trickle in. Oh, yes, there I am. I'm sorry, Brigitte. It's just that I don't know what was going on. I have no clue. Everything I did a pre camera check and a pre sound check before everything worked, and then it didn't. So now I'm on my phone. Hence the angle being completely different. We're gonna get started at 5 minutes, everyone. Waiting for all of the folks that were already in the other live to jump in to catch on. Otherwise, it's just me and you, Brigitte. Okay, we'll get started at 5 minutes. I still have a message, regardless. I still have a message. It'll be all right. Oh, you made it. That's me. It's me. It's me. I'm real. I'm so glad. Thank you so much for having the patience to be a part of this. I know we had somebody from Washington State, and if whoever is that's watching this from Washington State, I realize that it's like 3 o'clock in the morning over there, and they made the time to come to the live, and the live was not living. So, all right, guys, we don't have enough people in the room liking. Now that this is the format, this is where we're at. We don't have enough people in the room liking. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I got Heather sending me an Instagram message. Hey Heather, I got it. No, everything was working perfectly fine. I did a sound check and I did a mic check, and everything was working fine. And then once I went live, it just didn't work. So yeah, I tried unplugging and plugging and then using a different camera. I don't know, it just stopped. But here we are. Here we are. We're on the phone. I'll have to take a look at it because I'm going live again tonight. So I'll make sure everything is. The only thing I changed was the room that I'm in. So I don't know, maybe that has something to do with it. Yay, we've got so many folks in here. We're still going to get started at 5 minutes because this one, there's no actual label on this live. I don't have nothing set on this live. So I just want to make sure that all the folks that are supposed to be in here are in here. It's working now, but it's working because I'm using my phone. But that's okay. No big deal. I still have a message. We're going to get started at 5 minutes, everyone. Get started at 5 minutes. You know what's cool? You know what's funny? I specifically came into this room so I could be closer to the router. This is intended to be the office in the house. And this is where the mayhem started. So we'll see if I continue to come into the office or not. Maybe I just need to cleanse it a little bit more. All right, guys. So we're going to get started in 1 minute. All right. Just making sure that everybody that wants to be here is here. Because we went from having like a whole bunch of people in the room to having a smaller number in the room. So I know that I was picking up other people. So like just now, somebody just came into the room and just said football head. So obviously that is not a normal person to our vibe here. We're seeing a lot of people that are not normal to our vibe here. So that's okay. We'll have people probably drop off once I actually start talking at 5 minutes in. No big deal. I'm not upset about it as long as you all are not upset about it. All right, guys. So check this out. It's almost about to be 5 minutes in. Please don't be upset, but there are about to be some folks in the room that have never been on my channel, that have never been in a part of the RAM Vibes community. Oh yeah. Okay. Thank you, Heather. So there's going to be some interesting comments. We're just going to ignore them. All right, guys. Good morning, Grand Rising, good afternoon, and good evening to the Aries community. Welcome to RAM Vibes. RAM Vibes is a live that I do in the morning, Monday through Friday. It is specifically geared towards the Aries community, but if you're not an Aries and this really resonates with you, welcome, because I do understand we're going to be getting some different folks in the house today. This week's objective, the theme of the week was growth mindset. That's what we were talking about today or this week. Growth mindset. We've gone through a whole bunch of different learning points with the growth mindset. Remember the difference between having a growth mindset and having a fixed mindset. As a fixed mindset is telling you, like, I can't do this. I will never be able to do that. I will never be able to go there. I will never be able to be this version of myself. And the reason is because my culture tells me so, my parents told me so, my environment tells me so, my diagnosis tells me so. So I am never going to be this different elevated person, right? But having a growth mindset is, you know what? I can't do it yet. I haven't been able to achieve that, but I still have a goal, so I keep going. I haven't, then leave, honey. I haven't learned how to do this, but I have this yearning to want to be more for myself. All right. So remember some of the things that we have said. I am not my past. I am not my past. I am not the angry person that I used to be. What are some of the other things that we said throughout this week? We said that some of the folks in the house had said that they had to overcome eating disorders. Some of the people in the house have said that they've had to overcome loving too fast and trusting too fast. Some of the people in the house have said that they've had to overcome diagnosis, like not allowing their let's say they've got ADHD, not allowing their ADHD to be the reason why they don't succeed or cannot gather themselves and reach a different goal. One of the biggest things that I wanted to talk to you about today is your belief system. All right. So belief in itself is just accepting that something is true. But you've got to take a look at the difference between if something is a fact or something is an opinion, because an opinion can sometimes be wrong. And sometimes you just don't even know that the opinion is wrong because you're so used to that thing being your reality. There are a lot of folks, some people might say, well, you know, I can't because I'm come from nowhere, in the middle of nowhere, and then what do you expect me to be able to do? I would ask you to take a look at that. Is there really nobody in your community that has made it out? There's never been one person in your community that's made it out. And then you got to ask yourself if that's true. If some people might say to yourself that you believe that you are unlovable because of how you look, because of your weight, or because of your face, or because of your skin. So then I would ask you, is that your opinion? Have you just made that true because you've believed it for so long? Because I would challenge you to say that there's always going to be somebody out there for you that's going to love you for who you are, no matter your weight, no matter your skin, no matter. So it's about stepping back from your belief system and trying to figure out, is this just the story that I've been telling myself? Is this just an opinion? And that's a huge part about having a growth mindset. Because if you can start identifying that this thing that I believe about myself and about my life is a belief, and therefore it is just my opinion, then you can start taking charge and changing things. Now, sometimes it's not necessarily your opinion. Sometimes it's a story that you've been fed your entire life from your environment, from whatever societal group that you belong to, from your parents, from your caretakers, from the schools that you have gone to. And it's just been fed to you and fed to you and fed to you. And that takes time to detach yourself from. Because at that point, if it doesn't come from within, sometimes you start believing that what you are being fed from outside sources is indeed fact. So then it's about separating yourself from that, pulling back enough from that and saying, you know what? That's their belief. That's their opinion. But you've got to make a conscious effort to be able to do that. It has to be a conscious effort. Human beings were made to evolve. Life on planet Earth was made to evolve. But sometimes like the DNA evolution of things can take like 1,000,000 years or 20,000 years or whatever it is that biology says, right? It's just that your conscious mind, what you have the control over, or you're supposed to have the control over, is what you were supposed to be able to evolve throughout your lifetime. At any stage in your life, most human beings, most brains are designed to evolve the conscious. But it takes you connecting to your subconscious, which allows you to look at things differently. Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. If you think that you can do something, you're right. You can. You just have to apply yourself and put your mind to it and then stay consistent in that effort. If you think that you can't do something, you're right. 100% right. You can't. You can't. How many stories have you seen about people who have been told that they'll never walk again, end up walking again? But if they were to sit in that and say, oh, woe is me, I'm never going to be able to walk again, so therefore I'm not going to walk. I don't care if the story of the person, they had some sort of ailment or some sort of bacterial infection, and then they still have their legs, but they're just choosing not to use them. Or if they only have one leg, or if they have no legs. Sometimes it might look different. And that's what having a growth mindset is about. It may not be walking the way that society says walking is, but if you're still getting up and moving around and not staying stuck, that's the glory in that. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. We're going to pull some cards and then I'm going to send you guys on your Friday. Thank you for coming along with me on this third link to my live. It's been an interesting energy with all of the folks in here that are not typically in here, but we are going to continue to roll with it. There is a reason for everything. All right. Spirit, thank you so much for bringing me here. Thank you for your guidance, your love, and most specifically, your protection. Allow me to deliver a clear and concise message to those watching. Should anything negative come up, immediately return it to sender. I don't want it on me. I don't want it in my household, and I don't want it on the viewer. It's going to be interesting once we get to the prayer part, huh? RAM community. It's going to be so interesting. All right, here we go. What does Spirit have to say about this? Gifts and talents. It says, shine your light. You were born with your own unique set of gifts and talents. Pay honor and respect to these qualities. Then go out and share them with the world. You know, some of you guys are meant to, and I talked about it earlier in this week. Well, what was it, yesterday when we got the Epiphany card? Some of you guys are meant to really and truly shine. And it doesn't have to be that you need to get a platform like, YouTube, or go and do a TED Talk. Although for some of you guys, you are meant to do that, right? But but by shine is that there's inherent abilities inside of you that are meant to be shared. Maybe it's a specific craft that you do. Maybe it's like artwork that you do. Maybe it's writing that you do. Maybe it's just you being a part of your community. Maybe your talent is just being around other people and uplifting other people. But the narrative that you have told yourself is that I can't, and I've used this story before, and I'm going to tell it again in some of my readings. I had a boss who was a deacon at his church, and he was going through a divorce, and he was just talking to me, and he said, you know what? I feel like I can no longer hold my position at the church because I feel like a fraud because I broke my vows. I'm getting a divorce. Later on to realize there are so many other people going through marital problems. And by him sharing his story, he could either help somebody save their relationship or figure out, you know what, this relationship isn't for me. Actually, it's killing me. It's killing my spouse. It's very toxic. So what's better and healthier for the both of us is to realize it is okay to separate. So sometimes you shining your light is really just you communing with other people and sharing your story. Sometimes you shining your light is for you. Sharing your gifts with yourself. Just because you have this talent of, how some people have said, oh yeah, I used to be really good at drawing, but I don't do it anymore. I just gave it up. Maybe that's what you're missing in your life, a creative outlet. Whatever it is, it doesn't have to be shared with other people. But it really is, once again, it really is about you stepping back and separating yourself from whatever narrative it is that you've told yourself about whatever sector of your life that you've said that you can't or haven't done in a long time, and really telling yourself a different story about that. Yes, creativity breeds sanity. I almost said creativity breeds insanity. I guess you just got to be careful. There's a thin line. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I mean, as long as everybody has all their ears. Everything has to be shared. Well, I mean, okay, not everything has to be shared. Let's be honest. There are some things that you should keep, to yourself because it's that beautiful. There are artists out there, and I know that I keep using art as an example, and not everybody here is in some kind of way. I see what you're saying. But I know not everybody here is like an artist, but there are artists out there that will sell paintings for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Paintings and paintings and paintings and paintings. But there's just one painting that they just cannot let it go because they realize it resonates so much for them. And that's okay. It's okay because you're still letting your light shine because you let it out, whatever it is. All right. So it says gifts and talents, shine your light. You were born with your own unique set of gifts and talents. Everybody's gifted. Some of you guys is cooking. Some of you guys, you're just amazingly good with pets. Amazingly good with pets. So maybe you were supposed to come to this lifetime and work for a rescue agency or volunteer for the Humane Society or become a foster parent for cats and kittens or, other kind of pets, or maybe become a pet sitter. And that's just something that you do on the side, and it feeds your soul and it gets you out of the house. Do you see? So there could be so many different things that different people are good at, and it's unique to you. Spirit wants you to start telling yourself a different story about that and get it out into the world, or at least just get it out so that you can see it yourself. and see how truly wonderful you are. And maybe through that one thing that you create, or that one thing that you involve yourself in, that shows you that there is more to your story. And that actually proves to you that you are destined for blessings. You are destined for a life of happiness. That you are not your diagnosis. You are not your past. You are not the community you were raised in. You are so much more. All right, so we're going to get to prayer, guys, and I'm going to let you on your way. Thank you again for following me onto this third link. I'm going to post it. I'm going to post it for those guys post-op, but I'm going to make sure that this doesn't happen again because the energy is so different. All right, here we go. We're going to keep going. Ancestors, spirit guides, gods, goddesses, ascended masters, angels, and higher level energies here for our greatest and highest good. What a day. Thank you so much for waking us up. Thank you so much for bringing us together. Hopefully, this random live at least captured the attention of one new person who's like, you know what? That seems like an amazing community, and it welcomes them in. Mistakes and accidents are really meant for so much more. So thank you for allowing us to have some mistakes throughout our life. Thank you for allowing us to have some accidents throughout our life. You know what? And thank you for allowing things to sometimes go wrong, because there is always a learning and teaching moment. There's always an opportunity for us to take things and make them different, or introduce us to new people, new situations, and new ways of doing things. Thank you for bringing us here this week as we gathered to learn a little bit more about each and every single one of our growth mindsets or mindsets. You brought us here this week to touch the minds and the souls of individuals to realize that they are meant for so much more. And for that, we give gratitude. Thank you for our bodies. Thank you for our minds. And thank you for the ability to continue to grow as people. Thank you for being there for us. Whenever we feel alone or lonely or lost and confused, we now know through this community that we can call on you. We can just take a minute to sit and converse. And that you will be there for us, that you will show us the warmth. And for those of us in this community who do not believe yet that there are higher level energies around that are here to just support and guide and love us, please today give them a sign that you are around them and let them know that you are here for us. Thank you for all that you have done, all that you are doing, and all that you will do. Amen. And so it is, as above, so below, in divine timing and with divine flow. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to do this again next week until the end of the month. Yeah, so we've got 2 more weeks left. And next week will be a different theme, and I'll tell you what that is once Spirit tells me what that is. For those of you guys who are interested, I go live to do an all signs reading from Aries to Pisces tonight at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Remember, 5 p.m. is Central Standard Time is the same time zone as Chicago. So essentially, I will be live again in 11 hours? All right, if you're Aries and you're new to this is your scene, baby. This is called RAM Vibes. Make sure you're following me on Infinite Light with Shani. Okay, guys, it's time to go. It's time to go about your day or your evening. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.